All right. Headphones on. Hey, Khalid.
I'm a little bit flabbergasted.
What? Oh, yeah, we had a moment. Oh, yeah, it's coming back to me.
Yes.
Are you still shook?
Yeah. A bit nervous.
He didn't know what walked into his door today.
Almost fell over. I fell over.
He fell over. His knees buckled. Well, Khalid, cheers to season 2, episode 3.
We're right here.
We're right here.
Cheers.
You gotta spill the matcha, sip the matcha. Before we spill that matcha, is it growing on you?
I mean, it's warmer today.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
warmer.
It is.
I like it. I
You like
it warmer.
He likes his teas warm. I like them cold. First of all, huge shout out to everyone that has liked, subscribed, commented, shared, just been sending feedback about the last episode that we did together. It's been amazing. Thank you so much for taking the time to just reach out. And it's been an amazing feedback that I've been getting. So thank you so much. If you love what you've been hearing, like, subscribe, and then follow me on Instagram, Life with Adele, and tune in every Sunday for new episodes on Spill the Matcha. And we're going to dive in. We're going to dive right in because this is a really special one for me.
I think I know what's coming.
Yes. Today, we're going to enter the hood.
The hood?
The motherhood. Because there's no hood like motherhood. And I first wanted to really start this podcast talking about how I need to take a moment to really talk about that I'm speaking from a place of privilege. All right. I know that I am a mother. I've been blessed to be a mother, and I have 2 healthy children. And I know that there are many women out there, people out there, even men, who are craving to have a child, who are going through a lot to have a child, who maybe have already gone through a lot. Some women who don't know if they even want to have a child are going through this mental process. Some women who have lost children, who either in their womb or outside of their womb. So I really just wanted to acknowledge the fact that I am speaking from a place of privilege, and I do not intend to trigger people by what I'm about to say, because I know that I am blessed and I'm very grateful for this. But there's also some truth that I need to talk about, because unfortunately, in the age that we live in, which is the age of highlights and highlight reels, people only like to show the positive parts, which is great. But there's a lot of truth that I think that would help a lot of people out there understand the journey that is motherhood, and that it is not this linear road that people have painted. And I think that it's very important to put that out there. And this is not just for women. This is also for men, because men play such a crucial role in the process of a woman becoming a mother. She cannot do this without a support of a partner in her life. She thrives when she's taken care of. And a lot of people, I want to start off by really bringing to people's attention that people forget that when a baby is born, a mother is born as well. You have 2 newborns walking out of the hospital. It is the mother and the baby. When I gave birth, have never done this before. I've never been here before. And I was in a very unique position because I was the first woman in my family and in my friend circle that had a baby. So the people who surrounded me were either older than me, so their kids have been raised. And then there are people around me who have never experienced this and cannot offer me much wisdom. So they say that it takes a village to raise a child. I didn't have a village. I had the support of my family, who I was in Beirut when I gave birth, and my family flew in from Los Angeles to be there with me, and I had the support of my mother. However, she has been through this for 27 years. So she cannot live what I'm experiencing or understand, because times have changed, obviously. Things have changed. Her time is different than my time. So many things have changed. And it's crazy because women, we know we need support. We know we need help. And yet something inside us, the moment we become a mother, we refuse to ask for it. And this is the reality of it, because we are so obsessed with being the perfect moms. And we're like, I'm okay. No, I'll do this. No, it's okay. Because we always feel like we can do it better, and we probably can. But and although we can do anything, we shouldn't have to feel like we have to do everything. So the woman's life changes exponentially. The moment this child is in her womb. We're not even talking about outside of her womb. Like when I was pregnant, the changes that happened in my body were so difficult to understand, and it's unique from person to person. No woman can say, oh yeah, I know exactly what you're going through. You don't. Because some women love being pregnant, and some women, it is the hardest part of their life. And for me, fortunately, I love being pregnant. Oh my goodness. I was glowing. I was a goddess. I felt like I was doing God's work. I was like, yes, I am a creator. I am just thriving. I'm glowing. My hair was growing. I could eat whatever I want. No one could say, people were feeding me. They're just like, oh, you need to eat. I'm like, yes, I do. Give me more food. You know, it was great. And I actually loved the changes that happened in my body. I loved feeling my belly grow. I loved feeling my baby bump. And that is not the case with every woman. And that's reality. So I would like to first ask people to stop assuming that a woman is having an easy pregnancy and being, oh my gosh, how are you feeling? This is the best time of your life. Because the moment you put that, oh, this should be amazing, she begins to feel like, I can't talk candidly with this person because they assume that I'm having the time of my life. And if I say anything other than that, I'm going to be judged. There is, unfortunately, this underlying judgment that comes from other people who may be well-intended, but among mothers. Can you imagine, like, other mothers judge mothers when you can't do anything right? Breast is best. You can't bottle feed. If you bottle feed, you're a horrible human being. If you feed your children things that aren't organic, you're a horrible mother. If you do this, if you do that, if you carry your child too much, you're spoiling them. If you put them down, you're neglecting them. There's no winning. There's never a place where you are like, I'm thriving in this mother. No, because you're scrolling through Instagram, your village of women who have had children, and they're bombarding you with, if you do this, then you're not doing it properly. Or if you do this, guys, it's hard enough trying to navigate these waters without having to fear being judged. I will not tell you how many women come up to me and they're just like, I don't know what I'm doing. And that's the reality. We don't know what we're doing. We're learning about our baby with every cry. Both of us are crying at the same time sometimes. My baby's crying and I'm crying at the same time because I don't know what this baby wants, but I'm trying to figure it out. So essentially, I'm being raised by this child. People assume that I'm raising the child. No, most of the time, this child's raising me. Especially in the beginning, those early months where I'm trying to figure out, what does your cry mean? And sometimes it means nothing and they just want to be held. But everyone's bombarding me that don't hold your baby too much or else they're going to get spoiled. And I'm just like, but I want to hold my baby. And you're conflicted. And this is what happens with women. Too much information that's out there. Unsolicited advice that's being given. And it's just, you're always being attacked and not praised. When you see a mom, bottom line is she's struggling. Don't assume that she's thriving. She's struggling. So the best thing that you can say to her is like, I see you. Great job. You're doing an amazing job. Whether you agree with what she's doing or not, that's none of your business. You're not the one that's waking up at 2 a.m. in the morning with her. You're not the one that hasn't had a lick of sleep in I don't know how many months or years, depending on where you are in your journey. Once you sign up for motherhood, there's no like take backs. There's no like, oh, never mind. I don't want to do this anymore. And then there's one thing that I really just want to talk about, because I'm talking about women who've had children. The women who are thinking about having children are constantly being bombarded by this question. So when are you going to have kids? That is the first question a woman is asked. And I have actually a friend, who's like, please talk about this on your podcast, because she's dating right now. She's in her mid 30s, and she's out there in the dating pool. And on the first date, the guy's like, I really want to have kids. What do you want to have kids? And
that's forward.
That's very forward. And she's like, hi, I don't even know you yet.
Let's take me out for dinner first.
Yeah, like we're having dinner. All of a sudden, she's put off by her dinner, and she's like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to have kids. I don't even know if I want to have kids with you. But like, because your partner is a very important part of this process, and I think people often take that for granted, because just because you love someone doesn't make them the proper fit for it to be the father of your children. And most men, I'll tell you something, and I'm not going to speak on behalf of men, but what I've seen, they all want to have kids. I feel like as men, and you can chime in on this, you want to spread your seed.
Well, I think as human beings,
Okay.
we're here to procreate.
Okay.
Right? So essentially there's something deep within us that we're driven already.
Okay.
Before we even have to think about it, we've already driven that inside of us to procreate.
Okay.
So, a lot of the things to do with the male physique and the female physique reflect upon that decision.
Definitely.
To be able to procreate. So it's something that's we're already programmed to feel that way, and we're already inclined to want to have that. Whether we let our minds get in the way of that or our situations or circumstances is a different thing. But I think like physiologically, we're already inclined to want to procreate.
Gotcha. But you know what's like actually like this is where I think about it, because men, all they have to do is think about it. I'd really like to have a child. Great. All right. Well, you know what? The woman's going to have to carry most of
I mean,
the load on that one, right?
it's a couple of minutes of hard work.
It's a couple of minutes of hard work, and then it's 9 months of hard work, and then 18 years plus of hard work after that. Listen, I get it. I do get it. It is a man's right to want to have children just as much as a woman's right to want to have children. The difference for me, essentially, comes down to the point of when the child is born. I want to say something that I've noticed. And maybe this is not 100% true all the time, but I'm gonna talk candidly about this. The man chooses how involved he wants to be in this child's upbringing. The woman cannot. Biologically speaking, this child needs a mother more than their dad. In the beginning, especially in the beginning, early stages, they need mama. They need her smell. They need her heartbeat, because this is what they've been used to for 9 months of their lives. They need her milk. They need her. However, how much does a man step up at this time? Will either make or break everything that's going on in this baby's life and this woman's life. Because I don't think people understand the gravity of this situation. You're about to bring a life into your life. This is another life. Your time and attention is not even divided. It is exclusively to make sure that this baby stays alive, especially in the beginning, because they need you. Yeah. And the mother is 100% of the time there. How much the father is depends on him. And honestly speaking, whether the father is there or not, this baby will survive. However, the woman won't. This is where people, like all of these people who are just like, oh yeah, I can do this alone. Whoever's doing it alone, wow. Yeah. Because that takes so much hard work. You're doing the work of two, you and a partner. And the burden is on your shoulders. What does your partner do when he can't, let's say he can't nurse at night. So that's obvious. That's biology. He can't. He can wake up with you and literally be like, I'll change the diaper. Yeah. That these little acts of service that you do in the early stages of this woman's journey into becoming a motherhood genuinely makes or breaks the relationship you have with your baby and with your partner. We forget this is so important, because once a mother feels neglected by her partner, then she begins to think, I can do this on my own. I'm doing it on my own anyways. And then lo and behold, one day this child doesn't need her this much. And she's been neglected by her partner during the time that she needed him most. boom. We look up one day and we're like, who are we? Where have you been? And where were you when I needed you? This is where all of that underlying stress begins to surface. When the tension has alleviated a little bit off the pressure cooker, then it all starts coming up in the surface. So men, you play a crucial role, not just when this life is being formed, but when this life is born. Not so much on this baby, but on the mother. She needs you. She needs her village. And sometimes, oftentimes in this society, we don't have that village anymore. There's one person. And unfortunately, society doesn't help us with this because there's maternity leave, and name the countries that have paternity leave in this.
Yeah, it's a few.
Very few. I think they can be counted on one hand, maybe two. That's it. So society-wise, they're telling men, you don't need to be at home with your
work.
No, you need to go back to work. And now we're in a society where women are working as well. So we have two breadwinners in the family, two providers in the family. There's rare is it that there's a woman in the house and a father who is taking care of providing. Now there are two income households. The reality is that maternity leave is not a holiday and it is not a vacation. This woman has been through trauma in her body, mind, and spirit. She's not okay. She is not okay. There are days where she's crying for no reason. She's alone in a house with a crying baby with no help or support. And if she does have help or support, she's not asking for it because she needs to take care of this child herself, right? So we have this societal pressure and the society telling us, men, go off. Be gone for 8 to 10 to 12 hours a day. Some men work outside of their countries even. Go. We're not going to provide any paternal support for this woman. So this woman is drowning at home. And I don't think people can really fathom the pain, not just of, honestly, childbirth was the easy part. Everyone's always like, I'm so scared. This is the easy part. There's an epidural involved for me. I needed an epidural after my, I wanted the epidural afterwards while I was healing because I'm healing while trying to keep a baby alive. So I have stitches in places I've never had stitches before. I can barely function because I'm on like 2 hours of sleep if I'm lucky at night. I'm asleep when the baby's sleeping. What a lie. Are you kidding me?
All the books that were written and everything like
burn the books. Listen to this podcast. No one sleeps when the baby's sleeping. You know why? Because there's chores to be done. There's a household to run. There's food to be cooked. And I'm sorry, I don't have help at home to do it for me. And even if I did have help, I need more help.
You need a shower. You need to relax.
Okay. Confession. I don't remember. There were days where I couldn't remember when the last time I showered was.
Wow.
And people were visiting me. Okay. In some cultures, people visit the woman after she's had a baby. Right after. We're talking about like 72 hours. I still have not even absorbed what is happening to me. And people are ringing my doorbell at the oddest hours in the day. And every hour is an odd hour when you're a mother because you just put your baby to sleep or you're just about to like sit down and ding dong, you have visitors. Okay. I did not like it at all because they were coming with no purpose, but to sit and not see me. They were here to see my baby. Okay. I was like, okay, fine. Get over yourself, Adele. It's not about you. It's about your child. Wait. And then if I was like, I'm sorry, the baby's asleep, they'd be offended. I came all this
baby
this
way.
There were people who asked me to, and I was like, are you serious right now?
Do you know how long it took me to get this child asleep?
And then the problem is they rang the doorbell, so the baby's probably awake now. Okay, no, it's a vicious, okay, listen up. There's rules and etiquette to when you're about to visit a newborn mother and baby. 2 newborns. There are 2 newborns. First of all, I couldn't even sit down on a chair because of my stitches. So you want me to sit and talk to you like everything's okay? First and foremost, do not tell a mom that she looks tired. That's the first thing they say to me. And
even on a normal day, in general,
just don't tell.
Looks at you and they're like,
"Wow, you look tired."
You look tired. Oh, thanks, man.
I was literally about to be like, No. Really? I look tired? What? I was about to lose my brain. Like, I was about to lose my mind. What do you mean I look tired? Of course I look tired. I haven't slept in 3 days since I came back home. I haven't slept in a week, a month. I don't know. I can't remember the last time I slept. Okay? So if you're coming in to a person's house after they've had a child or a baby, do not say that they look tired. They know that. If you're coming in to a mother's house, you better have food in your hand to feed her, because if she's nursing, if she's chosen that, she's hungry. It's crazy how many meals I had a day when I was nursing. You're just burning more calories. Your body's producing milk. Your baby is, taking a lot of supplements out of you. She wants to eat, so bring her the food. Okay? Other than that, if you want to see this baby, hold the baby and tell her to take a nap. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. Especially if you're close to this mom, if you're like her best friend, her sister, someone close that she can definitely trust with this child. Tell her, you know what? Give me a bottle of milk. Go take a little nap. I'll take care of him for a couple, maybe for just 30 minutes. That's all we need. 30 minutes. Power nap. Oh my God, we're a new person. Or I'll hold your baby, go take a shower. Because let me tell you something. When a mother's in a shower with a newborn, even if that newborn's asleep, have you heard of phantom crying? There's this thing that happens, and it happened to me over and over and over. Every time I would hop in the shower, I don't know what would happen. I would hear crying. And I kid you not, I was convinced that my baby was crying. I would run out of the shower with shampoo in my hair, with a towel like a psycho, and my baby would be asleep. I had just put her down, so I was confident that this baby was sleeping. But in your mind, phantom cries. So she's going through a lot. Hold the baby for 15 minutes and be like, don't take a 30-second shower, because she's probably gonna take 30 seconds. She's like, oh, I don't wanna burden anyone. Oh, they have my baby. Oh, I don't wanna. Tell her, take 10 to 15. Sit, soak, just rinse off. And you know what? If I didn't sleep, a shower was enough to make me feel like a new person again. That's all I really wanted those early days. I wanted someone to tell me I was doing a good job, and I wanted someone to just allow me to rest, to have that moment to myself. And that's rare.
I think people forget that you're a mother now and you're going through a lot, and you actually are still a human being that, you have the minimal requirements right now, and you're living off fumes. Yeah. So you just want the bare basics, the bare 100%. Minimum. And if somebody could help you with that, that would be enough.
It would make us cry from gratitude. We don't want, people bring gold for the baby. People bring these cute little pajamas. I'm like, just give me a shower. That's all I want. Yeah. Just give me a shower. You would have given me the biggest gift. No one can process this unless you've been through it. But I'm trying to raise awareness of this, especially with my friends who are always like, oh, I can't wait to be a mother. I'm like, yes. Great. Sit down. We need to have a talk. Because yes, it's beautiful. I'm not negating that, but it's so life-changing. And you know what? I was a person before I was a mother who had hobbies and interests and people that I love to see and places I like to go. And I had a different pace of life. And motherhood doesn't slow you down. It full stops you. There's not this oh yeah, I'm just slowing down and my life is kind of still going on in the background, but no, your life is over. Who you were the 24 hours before you gave birth to a child, you're two different human beings. That person no longer exists. And it's not because society tells you that, it's genuinely because you cannot be that person anymore.
You're not the same person.
You're not the same person. Even the people that you used to hang out with, you become to have less and less in common with them, especially if they're not in this season in their life. If they're not going through this, you're hard to talk to, because what you want to talk about,
you don't resonate anymore.
You don't. Yeah. You don't, and that's fair. I can't resonate with everyone. I can't, especially someone who's not going through what I'm going through. This is something that they need to go through if they want to at their own time. But my thing is just you become irrelevant very quickly, and no one sees you anymore. They see the baby. and you just kind of walk past you like you're just a shadow of yourself. And that's very hard as a mother to accept, especially. And I will say something, the more a woman had going on for her before she became a mother, the harder the transition into motherhood. And I know that some people will be like, whoa, 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 what are you talking about? Let me explain. If you're a career woman and you are like building yourself up in the corporate world, let's say, in your business, in wherever you are, you've been putting in years and years and years of hard work. Or you are a woman who likes to stay active. You have a pop in social life. You're in the gym. You're taking care of your mental health. You're doing yoga. You're doing all that work for yourself. You are no longer that person anymore. To accept that takes a very long time. Very, very long time. You will eventually find who you are again, but it's not going to look the same. You're going to be a mother first, and that's the thing. I'm a mother and I work. I'm a mother and I go to the gym. And. It's first and foremost, your position now is mother. And that's difficult to wrap your head around, especially if you were just on this pace. There's no more pace. This pace will not pick up again for a few years until your children are a little more independent, until you can leave them with maybe some help, with your partner, with whoever. That's not going to happen again. And the pace will always be a little slower because you're going to put your children first, no matter what. So this obviously creates obstacles for women in everything. I will tell you an experience. When I was trying to find a job as an international teacher, I was an international teacher in Beirut, and I was trying to leave Beirut, and I spread my CV all across the globe. Do you know that in international schools, you are the bottom of the bucket if you have a family because you have dependents and you're more expensive to hire? And it just makes things so complicated. This is just one example of people begin to look at you like, all right, she comes with children. She's probably gonna have to take a few sick days because they're gonna be sick. The tuition's gonna be free, so that's gonna take a toll on our school. Is she gonna be focused 100%? She has responsibilities at home. We're being punished for doing what we're supposed to do, which is bring life into this world. And then if we don't bring life into this world, we're also being punished. Can we talk about this? I want to talk about something that has happened more often than not. When someone asks you, so when are you going to have kids? That is a loaded question because you don't know what this woman's been going through. She might be going through IVF right now and you have no business knowing. No one has any business knowing that, but you don't know, right? She might not be able to have children. She might not want to have children for personal reasons that genuinely affect that decision. And you know what people often forget? Maybe her partner cannot help her have a child. It's always like, what are you doing wrong as a woman? What's her problem? Why hasn't she had a child yet? Oh, they must not be having a good relationship. Oh, there must be some trouble at home. Oh, they must have trouble having a baby. Do you know what a loaded question that is for someone who either has a child already and is going through it? It's like, so when are you going to have a sibling for this child?
When's the next one?
When's the next one? I'm like, whoa, I'm trying to wrap my head around what's happening right now. And you want me to think about the next, this whole like, what's next? This puts unnecessary pressure on a woman. And then when a woman just is being punished for not, let's say, being able to carry a child or not wanting to have a child, that's so unfair. That is beyond unfair. And these assumptions that, oh, you're a woman, you can have a baby. Stop asking these questions because these are medieval questions. Stop. We are in 2023, folks, and life is complicated and it's so hard and you have no idea what's going on with with people anymore. It's just, I'll tell you a situation that happened with me, and I don't think I've ever talked about this out loud. I had just had Kate. I had a healthy pregnancy. I had a healthy delivery, a healthy baby. And I was pregnant. I've been pregnant 3 times, but I have 2 children. And between Kate and Liv, my two girls, I had a miscarriage. And I'll never forget the lack of support that I received when I had a miscarriage, because one, I had already told everyone that I was pregnant because I already had a healthy pregnancy. This is going to happen the same. That you don't know what how miraculous a life is until you've gone through something like this. I had told everyone that I was pregnant, and then I had to tell everyone that I wasn't. I had gone to the doctor and I was doing my ultrasound, and he told me there was no heartbeat. And I was devastated, and I was not okay. So when I was looking for people to lean on, all of a sudden I had never felt so alone. And I want to talk about how people were well-intentioned and it just wasn't helping. Once I went to someone and I told them, a very close friend of mine, by the way, that I had a miscarriage. She's like, oh, I thought you were going to tell me something devastating.
Wow. Oh my God.
No. I wish I was kidding. Oh, it was early.
It doesn't make a difference.
No. To people, well, at least you have a healthy baby. Okay, that doesn't negate this.
No.
I'm not trying to say that I was ungrateful.
No.
Because the moment a woman gets pregnant, they've already envisioned this baby. The second they find out, when we, do our pregnancy test and we see that positive, we've already envisioned our child. It's already come to life in us, okay? So for someone to tell you that this is not going to happen is devastating. You've lost a life inside of you. Other people were just like, oh, well, people have it so much worse. Some people, had, and I know people have had it so much worse. I know that. I'm talking about my devastation, my experience right now, and no one had any sympathy except the woman who went through it.
Exactly, they resonated.
But sometimes you don't have these women in your life, and your circle is like this big of people that you can reach out to. And the people who you think you can end up being the people that you can't even hold a conversation with. These are mothers, okay, who are telling me, oh, it's okay, you'll have another baby, or it's okay, you already have one. Like, that is a consolation prize for the loss that I have. I have a baby in heaven right now. And that's what I always say. I've been pregnant 3 times. I have 3 children. And one of them just didn't make it. But the thing is, it's frustrating because people just assume that, oh, well, she had a baby, she's definitely gonna have more. Or she hasn't had a baby, she'll definitely have babies. Stop putting this unnecessary, we already have this pressure as women. It's more pressure. And I know that it's well-intentioned and you're just wanting to see, babies bring happiness and joy and so much into the world, but they also come with a lot of responsibility that you are not gonna be involved in. And unfortunately, you're not gonna be there with me at 3 a.m. when I don't know what to do. You're not going to be there every sleepless night from now until I die, basically. No one understands the gravity of it until they're in it. But everyone has an opinion about it. Everyone wants to tell you what you need to do and how you should do it and when you should do it and what. Stop. It's hard enough. It is so difficult trying to be a mother in this day and age. It's hard. It's even harder. You're dealing with things. You're learning things. And your children are probably ahead of you in decades. We're trying to catch up to our children now. Yep. They come out and they have so much more exposure than what we had. And it's frightening. And you're living in a world that you're trying to navigate through and being constantly bombarded. Well, did you do this? Did you try that? Stop. When I need advice, I will ask for it. Don't give it to me unless I'm asking for it. So it is extremely beautiful, the journey of being a mom, but it comes with so much that people often take for granted simply because they just don't know any better. And I really wanted this episode to be about educating people, because we're all looking at the Instagram moms with the matching outfits,
The designer
the
clothes.
designer clothes,
The designer baby clothes.
perfect breakfasts that are decorated, like the oatmeal that has, the blueberries and the strawberries and the bananas perfectly sliced on top. Do you know what that toddler did probably when he saw it?
Just throw it over.
Threw it on the floor. Oh, mommy, I want pancakes. Make them pancakes. I don't want pancakes. You're like, excuse me. I just made pancakes because you want pancakes. No, I don't want pancakes. I want cereal. You're going to eat the pancakes. Like, and then people are just like, oh, it's so perfect. Look how pretty motherhood is. Motherhood on the surface looks gorgeous. We put our children in the cutest little outfits, and we take a shower when we want to go out. Sometimes, if you're lucky, we've showered. But if you see a mom with a bun, it's called a mom bun. Her hair has not been washed in 10 plus days. This is facts. If your mom is walking around with a bun in her hair, she has not washed her hair in a very long time. All right. So she's hanging. Her child is in perfect clothing, and she cannot even bring herself to put on clothes. Because first of all, she doesn't have the energy to. Maybe she doesn't want to put a makeup on because nothing can hide the dark circles under the eyes. Nothing. I've tried everything, every concealer. If you guys want to make something that's like a multi-million-dollar business, find something that can hide the dark circles under a mother's eyes. People will spend money on this. But yeah, she doesn't have the effort. And when she does, no one's looking at it. They're like, oh, look at the baby with this cute little outfit. So she's like, why do I even bother? I'm just going to come in with these sweats. Oh, it has a little spit up on it. It's fine. No one's going to notice. No one's going to notice. Trust me, because all they're going to say is, oh, you look tired. You look really tired today. I'm like,
my God.
thanks.
Some people can be so insensitive.
But it's society.
Yeah, it is.
Do people know better? No.
And you can't blame them.
You can't blame them, but it's a stab in the heart every single time. Oh my goodness. Like, you're just a ghost. Oh, look at the baby. Yes, it's cute. It's so cute. Oh my gosh, yes. Hi, I'm great. Thanks. Thanks for asking. Yeah, I'd like some water. I'm probably dehydrated.
It's funny because going back to Denmark recently, 4 of my friends all had kids, so I had new babies to meet. And it's funny because the more that you said that you gave birth at a time that all of your friends didn't. Yeah. I'm on the opposite side of that spectrum.
Well, so you're going to be supported.
Exactly. So it's like at the same time, I really make a conscious effort to put myself as much as I can in their shoes and be like, the best thing. They're like, oh, Khaled, the kids, you're so good with kids and everything. I'm like, yeah, bro. You know why? Because I give them back.
100%. Oh, thank you for bringing that up, because everyone's like, oh, I'm going to be a great parent because, I babysit my friends' kids and I can babysit my nieces and nephews. And oh my gosh, I can babysit. You're babysitting.
You give them back.
You give them back at the end of the day. It's like, this is your problem. Yeah. And it's just like, people forget that. It's like, oh yeah, I'm going to be a great mom and dad. Well, I hope you are. I really do. But you know what? This baby is on its best behavior with 100%.
You. And they're always like, you know what? Keep it. Keep it. You know what? Have it for a couple of days, man. Take your time. Do you want to babysit tomorrow?
Oh, and you know what's so funny about that comment? Because the moment I used to travel and my babies would be with their grandparents or something, I'd be a psycho. I'd be like, oh my God, are they okay? Are they okay? Like, you're not even enjoying your time when you're away from your kid. Like, we say, oh yeah, take them. Once they're gone, we're like, oh my gosh, I miss them. We start crying. And I was looking at pictures of my baby crying every night. And then everyone's like, can you calm down? They're fine. It's like, I miss them. Like, it's just this double edge, like this, you're not happy when you're in and you're not happy when you're out. Like, it's this thing. And
you're attached.
You are.
You did have a physical attachment, yes. And then now you have a bond that's unbreakable, especially with the mother.
Exactly. And it's so crazy because people just are always like, oh, leave them here for a couple of hours. Leave them where? With who? Excuse me? Like, it's
Mama bear mode.
Mama bear mode, psycho mom. Okay. It's one of those things you can't blame a mother for feeling that way. The best thing you can do is just send updates at that point. Sleeping, eating, they're in bed, they're fine. Because the more we feel updated, the more sane we're going to be. But it's crazy how you just flip, that there's like a switch that goes on and it never goes off. And it's actually biological. I did realize, like, and I researched this. When a baby is born, in a mother's brain, there's a part that is dormant until the baby is born, and then it switches on. And that is what allows us to wake up at night.
Yeah.
If you've noticed, most couples will tell you, I wake up at the slightest rustle of blankets, but my partner won't wake up even if the baby's crying for like a long time, a period of time, because that doesn't happen to the partner. It happens biologically with the woman. So it's crazy how we're just wired to be in that like very high alert the entire time.
Wired.
Very, very, we're wired, we're stressed. And I think people often, I really wanted to talk about this as well. Baby blues and postpartum depression is real. And if you're going to read up on anything when you're pregnant, it should be these two things, because you need to know when you need help. Because baby blues are more normal, whatever that means, than postpartum depression. Every woman goes through baby blues. Your hormones are shot, so you're all over the place. The lack of sleep doesn't help. The lack of nutrition doesn't help. The feeling isolated and alone doesn't help.
The unsolicited
Advice doesn't help. The people visiting at the weirdest hours doesing help. Ringing the doorbells and being like, "Oh, I want to see your baby." No, you're not. That doesn't help. So we plunge into something called baby blues, where you're just not enjoying motherhood as much as you thought you were going to. And you begin to feel like something's wrong with you. You begin to feel down. And even when you're breastfeeding, I need people to also know this, your hormones are actually the same as a woman who's going through menopause.
Right.
You have shot your body into what your body will be going through in menopause. Hot flashes happen. Your libido is gone, because your hormones are so suppressed, and your body is creating different hormones than what your body usually creates. So you're hormonal. This anything is going to trigger you, it will happen. This is part of the postpartum that no one talks about. It's not, oh, I'm going to cuddle my baby all day. It's, I don't want this baby on me right now because I'm exhausted. I'm tapped out. There's this thing called touched out, where your baby's been on you all day and you don't want anyone to touch you anymore. Like, don't come near my nothing. So baby blues is when you feel like, I'm low, my hormones are low, I'm feeling down. Postpartum depression is very serious. And it is when you're clinically depressed. Your hormones, and this is a hormone as well, are so jumbled up. And it actually causes you to think of very dark things as harming yourself or harming the baby. And this is when someone around you needs to know that you need help, because this actually does need serious help. And if it's not helped, it will cause a lot of trouble later on. So support really helps a woman feel like she is seen, because there's so many things that are happening that she doesn't realize, that other people might realize for her and help her and catch it for her. Like these things that when you're visiting a mom and she's talking about her real feelings, don't negate them. Because the moment you tell them, oh, like, you're so lucky, look at this beautiful baby, that's when she stops talking to you.
Because she's going to feel judged.
She's going to feel judged.
If you do say what you're actually feeling.
Exactly. And she needs a safe space. And when women start going off on how hard motherhood is, or on their kids and how like crazy it is, this is not for you to be like, oh, you should, well, you know, you're so lucky to be a mom. We know we're so lucky. Stop making us feel like we are ungrateful.
You need to validate
us and be like, wow, that sounds like it really sucks. Even if you've never had a baby before, just say you're really going through it, aren't you? Boom. Now I have a safe space to unload. And sometimes that's all we need. We don't need advice. We just need to unload. And then maybe someone who's around us can sense something and be like, are you okay? And some people send these like haphazard messages like, hey, how are you doing? fine. What are we going to say? I haven't slept in days. I'm not feeling well. I do not feel like myself. Like, we can spiral.
Yeah.
When someone says fine, like, how are you really feeling? Grab a phone call will do wonders. Or just be like, hi, I really want to visit you. When's a good time for me to come and visit?
Yeah.
Usually it's 2 a.m. when I'm just dying and wanting just company. But yeah, like those are the things that we really need support in.
Yeah.
We need a safe space. We need to stop feeling like we're being judged, not just by other people, by other moms. This is where it just begins to just be so toxic. It's just like, I can't even go to another mother sometimes because she's like, oh, I never went through that. You're just exaggerating. What do you know? Like, oh, it gets better. Don't worry. I don't want it to get better because I really just want to enjoy where I'm at right now. Like there's this delicate dance in motherhood where you can't wait till these early days are over. But at the same time, once they are, you miss them. And we don't get to enjoy them. I'll be very honest with you. We don't get to enjoy them because we're constantly obsessed about, when am I going back to work? When can I get my life back? When is this going to get easier? When is my life going to look like that Instagram's mom's life who just seems to have it all together and I can't get it together? It's fake. The grass looks greener because it's fake. That's it. You need to tend to your own garden and stop minding other people's grass. And I know that's hard to do because at 2 a.m., all I want to do is scroll through Instagram while I'm breastfeeding my baby because this is the only thing that's going to keep me awake, honestly. But once I'm scrolling and all of a sudden I'm getting this, oh, this mom looks like she's doing well. And oh, this mom's traveling with her baby. Oh, she looks like she's handling it much better than I am. Wow, I suck.
Yeah.
I'm doing this all wrong. This is all wrong. I'm doing it all wrong. I just want you to know that everything's out there except the truth. No one's going to sit down and be like, wow, this really sucks. And even the ugly photos of motherhood are perfect. Sorry. Yeah. I'm going to put it out there. That woman with her cute little mom bun, mom buns don't look that cute. Okay. They look ugly. With her like oversized cute little shirt that's probably like designer. And like she's wearing it and she has like the perfect legs with no cellulite, no stretch marks, nothing. And she's telling you that, you know, she didn't have a good night's sleep. That's curated. That's curated content. Because if she really showed you how she looked, you would be like, oh, I'm unfollowing this girl. It's all curated.
Yeah.
The dark moments are curated. They are usually in retrospect. No one's going to post about it the moment it happens. So you're talking about things that you've reflected on and can talk about. In it, you can't even have the brain space to process what you're going through in order to speak about it. And when you do, it's usually raw, unedited, and people get uncomfortable. And especially if you have, like I mentioned, people around you that are not going through it, you're alone. Let's call it like it is. As much as they want to be there for you, they're going to stop calling you because they don't want to hear about it anymore. Oh, here's another diaper talk. Oh.
Well, this is a point that you touched on earlier, and I found it very interesting. And I thought, you know, even though there's a physiological change within the mother when she does give birth, I feel like that's the point where the partner in the situation, he has now a different sort of responsibility. He is also reborn. He's just reborn in a different way. He's now a man who not only needs to provide, but he has a psychological dependency upon his partner.
Yes.
And that's where he has to take a backseat in terms of how physically he can support you, because he can also feel like he's powerless, and neglected. And he has to also assume the role of, okay, now as a man, I have a responsibility not only upon my partner, but also upon my child. And how am I going to do that to the best of my ability? How am I going to support her in the ways that I can? Because right now she's going through a lot. And a lot of the stuff that I can't physically help her with. So now I need to change my thinking and think to myself, okay, I have to psychologically be there for her.
Right.
I need to emotionally be there for her. I need to physically be there for her wherever I can. Because my role now is to support.
Yes.
Because I've gone from a provider, but now I'm in a role of support. And for a lot of men, it might be difficult to
Yes.
take that step back and say, okay, let me oversee this situation and think, I can't do the things as a man physically and provide the way I usually provide. In what ways can I support and provide and be there?
It's not that simple anymore.
It's not, no.
It used to be simple, and now it's not. And this is actually, I like that you brought this up, Khalid, because some people...
Disclaimer though, like I'm not a father, so
Yeah.
I'm just giving my opinion.
He's no baby daddy, but...
Not that I know of.
Do we have a Nick Cannon situation going on? No, my thing is just, I like that you brought this up, Khalid, because some people, and I really want to emphasize this, your marriage will not be tested as much as when you have a child, a baby in your life, okay? And this is what happens. Some people believe that a baby is going to fix their problems. It might put a Band-Aid on a jugular. You're going to stop the bleeding for a good hot 5 seconds, but that thing's going to fly off real quick. And all of this, everything, if there's no strong foundation, it's going to start surfacing when you have a baby. A man's masculine energy is put to the test when he becomes a father, because there are certain roles that a woman does in order to make this man feel like he's in his masculine. And there are many roles that a man does to make a woman feel like she's in her feminine. Neither of these are happening when there's a baby involved, because now all of our energy is going towards keeping this baby alive. And the support that you're talking about, being able to take that step back, it's easier said than done. Some men genuinely just don't know what to do. Genuine. They won't even hold a newborn because they're terrified that they're going to mess it up. And I know this comes from a place of, I don't want to hurt my baby and my wife because doing it so much better. I understand this, but at the same time, that's not an excuse. You need to get over that real quick, because you need to hold that baby. You need to there's a practice that's very, very important, is that when the baby's born, not only do you place it on the mother, skin to skin,
but on the man.
But on the man. Exactly, because he doesn't know he or she doesn't know your scent yet. The baby doesn't know your scent yet. And once you put that skin to skin, the baby's also getting to know the heartbeat, the sound of your voice. The baby's heard it, but it's been muffled. Now the baby's hearing it in real life. Some men don't feel like they need to do that. And this is where it's just a lack of knowledge. It's a lack, and sometimes the culture plays with this as well. The women, because the women usually take care of the babies, the men don't. We need to kind of get over that a little bit, because the woman needs you. The baby might not need you as much, but the woman needs you. And the more involved you are, the more trust you build, and the more that the woman sees, I can leave my baby with him and my baby's going to be okay. The moment that she sees, like, you're hesitant, you're not confident, you don't know what to do when the baby cries, I'm never giving you my baby.
And it's important for him to take those steps and to break that sort of stigma and just take the leap, because that's how you're going to learn too.
Exactly.
Because it's the first time for him as well, and every situation is different.
Exactly.
So he needs to learn through his experiences.
And he often forgets that I also don't know how to carry a baby.
Yeah, we're both beginners.
Don't know. We don't have a clue what we're doing. It's just assumed, the mother knows. I don't know anything. I know as much as you do. How much initiative are you gonna do? Like I said, it's more. It has to be more mindful from the partner to want to be involved. This is happening organically for me as a mother. It has to happen, whether I like it or not. In the other place, my partner has that choice. He has choices. I don't want to get too involved. Maybe I'll get more involved. I'll be involved. That's the luxury that the partner has. How much of involvement does he want to do? And I also want to talk about the relationship as a couple. Let's say it like it is. It's not going to be the same. I'm not going to say never. It's going to be, because it's going to look different, okay? It's going to evolve into something different. And you need to forget about who you were as a couple before the baby was born. Because if you're trying to go back to that, you're always going to be failing. This is not going to happen ever. You are not going to be that happy-go-lucky couple 24 hours before this baby was born. And you need to accept this. Another thing, libido. We're going to talk about this very lightly. She does not want to be touched. She's touched out. She doesn't want, you need to find a different love language that works for both of you, because it's still important that you have a love language between you guys, but it's not going to look like how it was before. She's healing, not just physically. There's a feminine in her that is healing. Her emotions are all over the place. She's not thinking about what you're thinking about physically, okay? She's not craving you the way she used to. This is reality, all right? So the faster you get to this point of, all right, you cannot please me in these ways anymore. I need this from you. Communicate this. Have a candid talk about needs that need to be met. Because once these needs start being suppressed, it unravels.
People start getting resentful.
Problems start to arise that cause turbulence that is not needed in this stage. And you need to really figure it out fast. Because if one of you feels neglected, it's gonna fester.
Both of you, yeah.
It's gonna fester and become a poison later on. You're poisoning yourself. You're poisoning the environment without even being aware of it. But then all of a sudden you begin to look around you and everything begins to seem like it's falling apart. It's because it was left to fester and it was not nipped in the bud when it needed to be. And this is reality. My love languages changed. I needed more acts of service when I was a mother than anything else. I didn't want to be told that I was loved. I needed to be shown that I was loved. I didn't want gifts. I wanted support. I didn't want your time. I wanted to be seen, because I don't want your time. I don't have time for you right now. I'm trying to survive and keep this baby living. What I need from you is like, I see you. I understand you're going through it. How can I support you? Tell me. And if I can't find the words, read the room. Because sometimes I'm like, I'm fine. I don't need help. I'm like, sit down. Let me just hold this baby for you until you tell me, well, how I can help. Yeah. Because sometimes we genuinely don't know what we need, and we cannot communicate it. Like I said, there's a lot going on. We're trying to figure things out. We're building the plane as we fly it. And that's horrifying. Okay. So when someone's like, oh, well, she never tells me what she wants. I don't know. I don't read minds. We're not asking you to, but we're asking you to look at us and be like, you're doing a great job. Do you need me to do, can I help you? Can I help you with this? Make it specific. Don't tell me, what do you need me to do? Be like, I'll change the diaper. If you're watching me fumble with the, I'll watch the diaper, and maybe we'll stand there and watch you do it. But the moment we see that you're capable, do the diapers. We'll ask for it. Let me do the dishes. You've already had enough today. Instead of sitting down on the couch, I'm doing the dishes. Sit down, I'll do the dishes today. I ordered us dinner. You don't even have to think about cooking. These little things that sound so small are like a Chanel purse every day. I'm not kidding. This is literally,
that's what's valuable for you right now.
At that point, this is what I want. These push gifts, I don't want a Cartier bracelet. What am I going to do with it? I'm probably going to hit my child with it. I want you to look at me struggling, be like, sit down, take a nap, go take a shower. I got this. That's it. Don't ask me what I need. I don't know what I need. 99% of the time, I don't know. I don't know. I'm sleep deprived. I don't know what I need. I probably need a lot of things right now that you cannot give me. I need 12 hours sleep. It's not going to happen. Okay. But how can you help me is just by reading the room. All right. She looks like she's struggling today. That's every day, by the way. She's struggling every day. But coming home with dinner made, or with dinner from takeout. Oh, yes. Great. I don't have to think about dinner. Coming in earlier from work sometimes. Oh my gosh. Literally, I remember I used to just shove the baby into the first hands that I seen. I'm like, I'll be right back. I need to go to the bathroom. Like, that's it. Like, these simple things that are just neglected, taken for granted. So if you know someone who's going through it, check on them. If you have a newborn mama, I'm going to call it a newborn mama in your life, check on her. Ask about the baby, but be like, how are you? She's going to say fine because she's going through it and she doesn't want anyone to know she's struggling. And be like, when can I come and support you? Or when can I come and see you? Not see the baby. You're going to see the baby. Like, when can I come and see you? I miss you. And I want to just spend some time with you. When is a good time for you? We might say in 3 to 6 months, but it is what it is. All right. And if a mother keeps
you have to respect that.
if a mother keeps canceling on you, it's not because she's flaky. It's because she literally has no time. So if you want to do something, send her dinner. Send it to her. That would be wonderful. It's like, hey, I sent you a snack. I sent you a lunch, a care package. I sent you something expected. It's going to be at your door in this amount of time. That's it. You've shown me support. And if you can't give me that, just be like, you're doing a great job, mama. I just want to check in on you and let you know that I'm here. And I really like to see you whenever you want, whenever you have some time. That's it. So ladies and gentlemen who are listening to this, I just really want to bring this home. Check on your friends who have newborn babies. They're not okay. They're not. They're not. If you have had a journey that has just been that you've been struggling, it's okay. I see you, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you're going through that. Nothing is harder than what you're going through. Whether you're aching for a baby, whether you've lost a baby, whether people are just putting unwanted pressure on you to have a baby, whatever your situation might be. It's no one's business at the end of the day. And I'm sorry that you have to go through that. And just let's be a little more mindful about how we talk to each other. Being kind, be super kind, be extra nice to people in general, but especially to a newborn mom and a newborn family. They're going through it, and nothing you can say or do can change it. But being there for them, genuinely being there for them, is everything that this person wants and more. We don't need much. We just need to feel like we're not alone. That's it. So that's the hood called motherhood. I'm going to wrap it up there. I hope it was some kind of insight about the realities of it, because we're always being like the La Vie en Rose versions of everything. Oh, it's the best. It is the best time. It is. And I want to really emphasize that. It's beautiful, and things can be beautiful and hard at the same time. And we just got to start being a little kinder to each other and acknowledge that beauty is there and hardships are there, and they can live and they can coexist together. And it doesn't make you a bad person if you're struggling or seem to be struggling harder than anyone else is, because we're all struggling just in different ways. So I'm going to leave it at that, Grow and Glow fam. I hope that this was some kind of insight into this crazy world called motherhood. And I'm going to sign off for now. Follow me on Instagram, Life with Adele. Like, subscribe, and share if you love this podcast, Spill the Matcha. And I will see you all for episode 4. Bye.